Welcome to the Soma Breath podcast. Now we're going to talk about the higher circuits, the 8-circuit model of consciousness. The higher circuits are where we move beyond this physical realm of who we are, and we start to move into the more human and extraordinary layers of consciousness. So imagine the first 4 circuits are the primal layers of consciousness. They're actually very hard to shift. The next 3 circuits are your higher circuits. This is what we tap into through meditation, through yoga, through pranayama, through breathwork. So the 5th circuit is the neurosomatic bliss, the bliss state. This can take you into flow states, creativity, passion, gives you the peak human experience, the feeling of being extraordinary. And these can be switched on by stimulants like drugs, recreational drugs, MDMA, psychedelics, can take you into these states, cannabis. And the problem with that is if we become dependent on them to change our consciousness, alter our consciousness, they can actually lead to things like drug addictions. And if we haven't balanced our other 4 circuits, if we haven't dealt with our real programming, our robotic nature, it can be a way for us to escape reality. But when we have this aligned, when we are in control of our 4 circuits, the primal circuits, the robotic side of us, we can actually become superhuman by tapping in to the bliss state, the neurosomatic bliss. And by using high yogic rituals, and especially the Soma ritual, which is designed to bring you into this neurosomatic bliss in just 22 minutes with our signature daily dose session, the Soma Awakening daily dose, it can actually give you a way to replace or complement rituals that you may have been used to using, things like psychedelics or other drugs. You can also get into these higher bliss states through doing sports, doing exercise, doing yoga, the asanas. You can get into these higher bliss states. Sex can take you into this state. But by far the easiest, fastest, most simple way, which doesn't rely on anyone else, is through breath work, using the breath. So then the next state above that is the universal neurosomatic circuit, the 6th circuit. Imagine the 5th circuit is your pineal gland, then the 6th circuit is your crown chakra. And this consciousness is what Carl Jung states as the collective unconsciousness. It's your ability to connect with a higher force. The collective consciousness and unconsciousness of everyone else that exists on this planet, everything that exists. There is another layer of consciousness that we can tap into, that Carl Jung states, that can allow us to download inspired ideas, creative thinking. It can actually lead to the feelings like the universe is working in your favor at all times, because when you tap into this circuit, you actually start to manufacture your own luck. You start to experience synchronicity. However, when this is off sync, off balance, if you haven't balanced the hardware and the first 4 circuits, then it can lead to complete loss of reality. You can even have this Jesus-like syndrome where you can become a preacher and dominant and a religious fundamentalist. We don't want to go in that direction. This I call the divine brain. The 5th circuit I call the superhuman brain. And then the 7th circuit I call samadhi, the white light. You may hear me talking a lot about the white light in our Soma Breath sessions, tapping into the white light. That's right. Well, this is the source for reprogramming all other circuits. I call it the meta reprogramming circuit. When you get into this level of consciousness, it gives you the ability to reprogram all the other circuits according to will. So our 21-day awakening journey is designed to take you step by step into samadhi, the white light, where you can actually reprogram the other circuits according to will. You can become the conscious programmer of your own operating system. So first we become aware of these circuits. Then we use the right lifestyle, the right way to understand who we truly are, going deep on who we are, to balance and strengthen the other 4 robotic circuits. Then we enter into these higher circuits using these higher ritual yogas that we do in Soma Breath. to then tap into those areas where we want to improve. And by reprogramming, re-imprinting ourselves, we can actually change all of those old programs that have held us back. This is what I call awakening out of that sleeping trance. So the 5th, 6th, and 7th neurosomatic circuits are the higher states of consciousness, peak human experiences, samadhi. And when you get into that awakening state of consciousness, which I'm sure many of you who do our techniques, especially the ones on the 21-day journeys, have experienced, is what we call a satori moment, aha moment, a moment of deep insight that can actually change the course of your reality completely. If your current reality feels stagnant, boring, predictable, and repetitive, or you're just repeating the same patterns over and over and again, like a machine factory robot, you must first learn how to understand and reprogram the pattern. And enlightenment, awakening, satori, really is the idea that we can change and that we all have the power within to do so. And according to the great mind scientists, the consciousness explorers, mystics, and sages, this stage of human consciousness that we call the neurosomatic bliss state, the bliss of your mind, body, and all that is you, allows you to release the soma within when you activate these higher circuits. And this is actually a stage of human consciousness that is superhuman, which is above ordinary levels of thinking, going beyond the realms of what you think you know. Remember, your very best thinking has got you to where you are today. So if you want to change your reality, you must upgrade your thoughts. And this is what this is designed to do. So higher yoga rituals and even certain drugs like psychedelics awaken this state of mind temporarily. When you access this stage, even for a brief moment, it allows you to see and unravel all of the conditioning, imprints, behaviors, and actions that you have made as your life unfolds in front of you. This allows you to see, understand who you truly are, and what really gives you real and lasting passion. It reveals the truth of how robotized this world is that we live in, and it helps you to understand what is your real truth. And then as you become aware that most of us have been living in a sleeping trance, repeating the same programs over and over again without question, you actually realize that nothing is really anyone's fault. This actually gives you a sense of peace, forgiveness, and compassion, especially for yourself, and eliminates guilt and pain from wrong past doings and helps to relieve the anxieties of the future. Ancient spiritual practices were designed to access this state at will, and now we have science that backs up their effectiveness.